Next, we're going to talk about nudging. Now, you know, when you talk about pinball, nudging is synonymous with pinball, really. You know, the moving of the machine. So that's what nudging is. When you're moving the machine, what happens is if you move it too far, then danger comes up on the screen. Okay, so if you move it too much, then what will eventually happen is your tilt. Okay. And obviously that's not what we want, because that means basically your ball is then dead. So what you have got, as you saw when I was shaking the machine there, is you do have a certain amount of movement that you can use. Okay, so if the ball is going down either of these sides or anywhere in this area, there are a certain number of things that you can do in order to try and save it. So the ball is coming in these areas. What you've got is if we can get in a little bit closer, you've got a series of rubber posts. Yeah, and so what you want to try and do is nudge the machine so the ball comes off this one, and then back out into the main area of the playfield. Okay, and the way that we do that is kind of working against the machine. So if the ball's coming to this area, I'm going to be pushing up. So it's kind of, it feels weird because you're kind of going out. So you don't want the ball to go out, but you want it to go out into that other post, and so the ball's kind of coming out. Same on this side, so you want to be pushing out into that area, so then the ball's kind of coming out. The other thing that you can do, because if you've got a certain amount of movement, is you can kind of move the machine a little bit. So for example, if the ball's coming out that, sometimes I might move the machine out that way so that the ball then kind of moves in. So you do have a certain amount of movement in the ball. I'm just gonna have to play a ball to just try and demonstrate that. But it does require, you know, I move the machine quite a lot in order to try and regain control of the ball. So I'll just play it out and just try and demonstrate some nudging. So did you see what I did there? So I moved the machine, okay, one way, there we go. Oh, so I nearly had it out there. I moved the machine in that direction, but then I couldn't quite get the ball out. So we'll just try and demonstrate again. So the ball's out of control. I'm constantly moving the machine in order to try and regain control. Once I make a clean shot, but again, so I'm on the machine. So I'm trying to do that in order to regain control. So rather than choosing the in lane, I'm trying to get the ball back out in the right manner. So constantly moving the machine, but still not doing it enough in order to get a danger. So I'll try and play properly. I'm doing it a bit too much now, but again, I do move the machine around a lot. And now, in an ideal situation, like the other skills that we've been learning, you would never miss a shot. But in reality, we're human, and we are going to miss shots. So the skill of nudging in order to regain control of the ball is really, really important. So again, the ball was going near the out lane, so I just nudged it slightly in order to regain control of the ball. Okay, so again, I just touched the machine there to try and get it back in. Okay, another one in terms of nudging is the ball sometimes can be going absolutely dead straight down the middle. So a lot of people ask me, like, what do you do in that situation when the ball is absolutely dead center? No amount of flipping is going to change that. So depending on the machine, there is a certain amount of movement that you can on a machine. You can slide the machine a little bit, and that's called a slide save. So for example, in this situation, the ball's going straight down the middle. Oh, it's not. But if the ball's coming straight down the middle, we just slide the machine slightly in order to change the course of the machine. You have to be really sensitive with it, and you have to understand where that tilt is, because basically in the machine you've got a tilt bob, and sometimes it can be really, really sensitive, so you can't really touch the machine at all, and then sometimes it's a lot more loose, and so that you've got a bit more give with it, and that's another thing you have to feel out. All right, so nudging is a really essential skill, but again, like with accuracy, the only real way to understand that is by playing it and playing it and playing it until you understand where the right decisions are.
Just show us where the tilt bob is, just
yeah, sure.
understand what that looks like.
Yeah, cool. So if we open up the coin door, There's a tilt bob in here. As we can see, it's still swinging a little bit because I've been shoving the machine around. And what we do is we can tighten it up or loosen it up in order to make it more sensitive or less sensitive.
So for more pinball videos with Craig Pullen, please visit homeleisuredirect.com/pinball.